Hi all, welcome to the tutorial Building Robust Smart Contracts with Openzeppelin. Smart contracts deployed to Ethereum mainnet should be really secure as they deal with real money. So Zeppelin Solutions is a smart contract auditing service which recognized this need and they started off early in the business creating few smart contracts which can be reused and can be done in a secure way. So they have wide variety of smart contracts for different businesses which we can use. But for today's demo, we'll be using their smart contract called standard token.sol. So this will have all the code that is required to create a ERC20 compliant token. So to complete this tutorial, here are few requirements, the prerequisites. We should know about how Truffle works, how Ethereum works, and the Solidity, how Solidity works as well. And we should also be done with pet shop tutorial. So this is the overview of what we will be covering. We'll be unboxing the front end application. We'll be creating a tutorial token smart contract. We'll compile and deploy the smart contract, and then we'll be interacting with the new token. Unboxing the front application is our next step. For this, we'll be creating a directory called oz underscore hyphen workspace. Let me copy this and I'll open a PowerShell window and I'll traverse to a directory where I want to create this. I'll be creating this in my C drive and in a directory called deep dive. So I'll create a directory called oz underscore workspace and then we'll move into this oz hyphen workspace folder. So if you see there will be nothing inside it now. Now we'll use the unbox command to get the tutorial token. So what does unbox do is it will get all the artifacts that are required to run this demo from internet. Truffle has a feature called Truffle Box where we can store all the code and we can use unbox and the name of the box to download everything. So we can see the Truffle unbox command is done. It downloaded, unpacked, it did set up solution and unbox successful suite. And this is the way we can use all the Truffle commands. The next step is to download the Zeppelin Solidity package. So this will download all the smart contracts that are developed by Zeppelin auditing service. So I'm copying the command, then let me run it. It will download the package for us. The download is completed. I already have Zeppelin package in my system, or else it would have taken a couple of minutes. Now the next step is creating the tutorial token smart contract itself. So we'll be creating it under the directory contracts of the solution that we have downloaded, and we'll create a file called tutorial token.sol, and then we'll copy this smart contract code. So let's do it in an editor. I'll be using Visual Studio Code. If we give code and dot, it'll open the solution in Visual Studio Code for us. We can see all the directory structure here. And now let's create the smart contract. The smart contract name is tutorial token.sol. Let me copy this. New file, tutorial token.sol. And let me copy the code as well. You can walk through the code. So this statement indicates that the Solidity compiler 0.4.4 or greater is needed, and then we are importing Zeppelin Solidity contracts under the token and standard token.sol. And here is a smart contract that we are creating, and the E statement indicates that we are inheriting from standard token. So all the variables and functions that are predefined in standard token.sol will be using in our tutorial token. And if you want any other customization of the standard token, we can override that stuff within this contract. That's our next step. So we'll be overriding all this. So we'll give a name to our standard token. I just copied the code. So we have 4 new variables now. This indicates the name of the token. This is the symbol of the token and how many decimal places we need. So we selected 2, which is almost equal to dollars and like which is almost equals like dollars the cents. And the initial supply of tokens, how many number of tokens we want in the standard token. And the next step is to create a constructor, and all tokens will have a variable called total supply, which indicates how many tokens will this smart contract hold. So for this, we are using the initial supply variable and we are providing it to the total supply. So initial supply is 12,000 and we are supplying it to the total supply, and all these tokens will be assigned to the account whichever has deployed the smart contract. The msg.sender indicates whoever has deployed this contract. So if you see, we just have created 15 lines of code and we have a token ready to be deployed in Ethereum network. Now in order to compile and deploy, we need a migration file. Let's create that migration file under migrations folder. Call it as to underscore deploy underscore contracts.js. So under migrations, I'm creating a new file with this name and we'll be pasting that migration code. So the compiler will take care of the artifact. It will download the tutorial token Solidity smart contract that we have and it will deploy it to the network. So now we are all set to deploy the token. The next step is to get into the developer console of Truffle. So let me go to command line and give Truffle develop. This will take us to console. It will have predefined 10 accounts. So we are into Truffle and this is the RPC URL to talk to blockchain. In order to compile the smart contract, we can just give compile. If you see the editor, we don't have any build folder here, but the build folder will be created once we compile the smart contracts. So it's almost done. So we see now it's all done. It has created the build folder and then the contracts. We go into the editor and see we have the build folder and we have all these the files that are required to deploy. So the next command is migrate. Migrate will take care of deploying the actual smart contract to Truffle Develop Console blockchain. So if you see the tutorial token address is this 345CA. So we are all good to go. In our Truffle Develop blockchain, we have deployed the contract. Let's see our next step. From now on, we can interact with the new token. In order to interact with the new token, we have already downloaded the web files that are required, the interface that is required to talk to this blockchain. So in order to serve the web files that are needed to talk to the smart contract, we need to run npm run dev in a new command line utility. So we'll go into OZ workspace, which is needed, and then we can say npm run dev. So this will serve the UI required to talk to the Truffle developed blockchain. It will start up live server and it will serve all the files that we have under the src folder. So remember we downloaded this from Truffle Unbox. We have this index.html as well. This will be served here. So this is how it looks. We can't use this in IE because we need to talk to blockchain through MetaMask. So when MetaMask is extension of Chrome, so I'll open this in Chrome, and before opening this I'll select my network as well. I want the network to be the 9545 RPC URL, which we have already seen it in PowerShell. Okay, so it'll ask me for password. I just need to give the password. So once I give, I have account 1, which is 99.825. This is my default account now. Let me run this. So when I run this, it has a balance of 12,000. Let me change my account and see whether account 2 has any balance. So we don't have a account 2. So let me create account 2. We have account 2 now, and we have to select account 2 and then refresh the browser. How many tokens does it has? It has 0 tokens. Okay, so let me copy the address of account 2 and switch the execution to account 1 and then refresh the web page. So we'll be using this UI to send tokens to account 2. I have already copied token to address, so this is the token to address and I just want to send. Let me click on transfer to initiate the transaction. Let's click on submit to submit the transaction, and it says transaction is successful. And it updated the token balance to account 1, it is 10,000. If we move to account 2 will have account 2. We need to just select account 2, and if we refresh it, we can see 2000 is allocated to account 2. We can play with it. We can transfer the tokens from one account to account, other account, and this marks the completion of this tutorial.